The Bryce Huff trade rumors are really heating up, and things are starting to look like a move is imminent. The Eagles just got another update out of their OTA sessions that pretty much confirms Huff is on the way out very soon. It's been a story to watch all offseason. And with Huff absent from practice or no signs of him participating in voluntary workouts, it's clear something is going on behind the scenes. The buzz around the team and the media makes it obvious that the Eagles are actively searching for a trade partner, aiming to finalize a deal right after June 1st when trades become financially easier to handle for the organization. It's always tough when a player who is signed to a big contract suddenly finds himself on the trading block, but that's the nature of the NFL business. The good news for the Eagles is that their edge rusher group is stacked with promising talent, so moving on from Huff might not leave them hurting too badly. While all eyes are on the trade drama unfolding around Huff, there are some under-the-radar offensive players quietly making a name for themselves during OTA practices. Jalen Hurts, Kevin Bullough, and the rest of the Eagles' offense have flashed some serious potential that's got fans excited. Even though Hurts didn't have his top two receiving weapons on the field, A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith were missing for different reasons. He still looks sharp, completing nearly every pass he threw during one of the recent practices. The accuracy and decisiveness he showed may not have produced highlight reel throws, but it's exactly the kind of solid performance a quarterback needs to build confidence in the early stages of off-season work. On top of that, some of the lesser-known weapons in the offense have stepped up. Backup running back Will Shipley, for example, looked fantastic, catching every target thrown his way and could very well challenge A.J. Dillon for the backup running back spot. Shipley's ability to make plays in both the running and passing games gives the Eagles a versatile option that adds depth to the roster. Wide receiver Jan Dodson is another player who took advantage of the opportunity to shine, catching all three of his targets in practice and showing he could be a much more integral part of the offense this year. The chemistry he's building with Hurts during OTAs is promising and could lead to a bigger role once the season starts. Perhaps the biggest offensive star so far in Eagles OTA sessions has been tight end Dallas Goedert. Fresh off renegotiating his contract to stay in Philadelphia for at least one more season, Goedert has been a dominant presence on the field. He caught 5 of 6 targets in the most recent practice and has impressed the coaching staff with his consistency and impact. Offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo praised him not only for his receiving skills, but also for his blocking in the running game, highlighting how important Goedert is beyond the stat sheet. His presence gives the Eagles a unique weapon on offense and provides a reliable target for Hurts in critical situations. Despite some uncertainty about his future beyond this season, Goedert appears fully focused and motivated to deliver a strong performance in 2025. Speaking of Patullo, the Eagles' new offensive coordinator is one of the biggest storylines going into the season. There's a mix of excitement and concern about how he'll handle play calling, given that he's stepping into a huge role with limited experience in this capacity. Patullo has been with the team for 4 years, deeply involved in shaping the offense and understanding the players' strengths and weaknesses. That familiarity is a huge advantage because he knows exactly how to put the players in the best position to succeed. His philosophy centers on building off last year's system while adding some fresh wrinkles. During his first press conference, he outlined a plan that sounds both smart and realistic, focusing on maximizing what the offense already does well. Still, fans can't help but wonder if his ties to former offensive coordinator Nick Sirianni might bring back some of the issues that held the offense back in 2023. That connection to Sirianni is a concern for some because the offense under Sirianni's direction last year was far from spectacular. However, Patullo's role alongside new offensive minds like Brian Kelly and Shane Moore last season helped blend different styles and introduce new concepts that pushed the offense forward. Patullo himself has said that working closely with Kelly was a huge learning experience that expanded his knowledge and sharpened his approach. The collaboration between them was unique and successful, and Patullo hopes to carry forward many of the strategies and concepts developed during that time. Ultimately, how effective he is as a play caller will determine the offense's success in 2025. but so far the signs are cautiously optimistic. As for the position battles, OTA sessions have already revealed some intense competition that could shake up the roster. At safety, the battle between Cindy Brown and Andrew Makuba is heating up, with both players showing promise and hunger to earn their spot. On the cornerback side, Kaylee Ringo and Adoree Jackson are locked in a surprisingly close contest. Jackson was expected to hold an edge, but Ringo's performance has challenged that assumption, making the Eagles' defensive backfield one of the most intriguing units to watch this offseason. Then there's Cooper Dean, whose versatility has stood out. Dean has been playing his usual nickel corner role, but he's also taken snaps outside on base defense sets, adding a new dimension to the Eagles' secondary. This kind of adaptability is invaluable as teams prepare for the complex offenses they'll face throughout the season. Another huge name to keep an eye on is star running back Saquon Barkley. Despite carrying an extremely heavy workload last year, leading the entire NFL in touches, Barkley seems to be in excellent shape entering OTAs this year. Kevin Patullo praised his conditioning and readiness, saying Barkley looked like he was already in regular season mode. This bodes well for the Eagles, who rely heavily on Barkley's explosive running and ability to contribute in the passing game. If Barkley stays healthy and maintains his performance level, he could be the key to unlocking the Eagles' offense and keeping defenses on their heels. The overall vibe coming out of Eagles OTAs is cautiously optimistic. The offense looks like it's moving in the right direction, with new schemes slowly being integrated and players beginning to gel. Patullo's transition into the offensive coordinator role appears to be going smoothly, with plenty of room for growth as the season approaches. While the lack of star receivers on the field during some sessions limits what we can conclude, the flashes of skill and chemistry are promising. The defense also has plenty to prove, with key battles and potential trade moves that could reshape the roster. With Bryce Huff's trade looming, the Eagles are preparing to pivot and adjust their roster in a way that balances both immediate needs and long-term growth. Huff's departure, while disappointing given the investment made in him, opens opportunities for other edge rushers on the roster to step up and make an impact. The front office's ability to manage these changes effectively will play a major role in how competitive the team can be in 2025. As this offseason progresses, the storylines will only intensify. From Patullo's offensive leadership to the development of key players like Hurts, Barkley, and Goddard, to the defensive battles shaping the team's identity, there is plenty to follow. The Eagles are clearly focused on building a balanced, versatile team that can compete at a high level, but the final verdict will only come once the regular season kicks off. In the meantime, the buzz around a potential Bryce Huff trade reminds everyone how quickly things can change in the NFL. Players who once seemed like fixtures can suddenly find themselves on the move, and teams must constantly adapt to keep their edge. For the Eagles, navigating these shifts while fostering growth on both sides of the ball will be the key to their success this year. The upcoming months will be critical in shaping the final roster and setting the tone for the season ahead. As the Eagles continue to navigate their offseason and the whirlwind of rumors and developments surrounding their roster, there is an unmistakable sense of both anticipation and cautious optimism permeating the fan base and organization alike. While the Bryce Huff trade saga remains one of the most talked about topics, the narrative around the Eagles' offense and the progression of their key players provides an equally compelling storyline. This next phase of OTAs and upcoming training camp will serve as a pivotal period for many of the players to prove their worth and for the coaching staff to iron out the finer points of the game plan, especially under the stewardship of Kevin Patullo, whose role as offensive coordinator carries the weight of both high expectations and significant pressure. One of the most intriguing elements emerging from these early practices is how the Eagles' offense is beginning to take shape under Patullo's guidance. Despite his relative inexperience as a primary play caller, his deep familiarity with the Eagles' personnel and offensive philosophy seems to be a stabilizing factor. Patullo has been intimately involved in crafting the offense over the past few years, working closely with the players and other coaches to develop schemes that accentuate the team's strengths. This familiarity is critical because it minimizes the learning curve and allows the offense to maintain continuity while gradually integrating new wrinkles designed to keep opponents off balance. Jalen Hurts, the quarterback around whom the entire offense revolves, has been a central figure in this development. His progression from a talented dual-threat rookie to a more polished, confident leader has been one of the most encouraging stories for the Eagles. In recent practices, Hurts has shown remarkable accuracy and decisiveness, completing nearly all his passes despite lacking his top receiving weapons. The absence of A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, two of the league's premier wideouts, could have posed a significant challenge, but instead it has created opportunities for other players to step up. This scenario has provided a glimpse into the Eagles' depth and versatility, demonstrating that the team might be better prepared for adversity than many anticipated. The emergence of players like Will Shipley and Jan Dodson is a testament to the depth and talent the Eagles possess beyond their star power. Shipley, in particular, has impressed coaches and fans alike with his reliable hands and ability to make plays in space, catching all of his targets during practice and showing he could be a valuable asset in both the running and passing games. His competition with A.J. Dillon for the backup running back role will be closely watched as the preseason progresses, and Shipley's early success indicates that the Eagles have a strong contingency plan should Dillon struggle or face injuries. Similarly, Jan Dodson's performance in OTAs, catching every target thrown his way and displaying improved chemistry with Hurts, hints that he could take on a bigger role in the offense as the season unfolds. These players' ability to seize their moments in practice underscores the importance of depth and the potential for some of the lesser-known names on the roster to become key contributors. Of course, the heart and soul of the Eagles' offense remains Dallas Goedert, whose contract extension and return to Philadelphia were cause for celebration among fans. Goedert's impact goes far beyond the statistics he accumulates. His blocking ability, leadership, and presence on the field make him an indispensable piece of the offense. In practice, he's demonstrated that he's still a reliable and versatile target, catching nearly every ball thrown his way and consistently finding ways to get open. His role is crucial, especially in red zone situations where his ability to both catch and block can turn the tide of a game. While questions linger about his long-term future in Philadelphia, Goedert's focus appears to be firmly on making this season a success and helping the Eagles contend for a championship. Saquon Barkley's workload and health remain another central storyline heading into the new season. The running back's performance last year was nothing short of phenomenal, leading the entire NFL in touches and showing his ability to dominate both in the running and passing games. The key concern has always been whether Barkley could maintain that level of performance without succumbing to injury or fatigue. Reports out of OTAs have been positive, with Barkley showing no signs of wear and looking ready to take on a heavy load once again. Patullo's comments on Barkley's conditioning and preparedness speak volumes about the running back's professionalism and dedication. If Barkley can stay healthy, he will undoubtedly be a critical weapon in the Eagles' arsenal and a focal point for opposing defenses. As much as the offense is generating excitement, there are still concerns that fans and analysts have about the new direction under Patullo. His close ties to former offensive coordinator Nick Sirianni have raised eyebrows due to the uneven offensive performance last season. Sirianni's offense often struggled with inconsistency, particularly in crucial moments, and some fans worry that Patullo's play calling could fall into similar patterns. While Patullo's experience working alongside new coaches like Brian Kelly and Shane Moore last year has expanded his playbook and approach, the ultimate test will be his ability to adapt and make smart decisions under pressure. The regular season will provide the true measure of his effectiveness, and until then, there remains a healthy mix of hope and skepticism. Defensively, the Eagles have been equally busy during OTA sessions, with multiple positional battles heating up and players pushing hard to earn roles. The safety position, where Cindy Brown and Andrew Makuba are vying for snaps, has drawn significant attention. Both players have shown flashes of playmaking ability, and the competition promises to keep both sharp as the season approaches. Cornerback. Battles have been even more intriguing, with Kaylee Ringo challenging Adoris Jackson in a contest many didn't expect to be as close as it has become. Ringo's performance has injected some uncertainty into what many viewed as a settled position, forcing the Eagles to reconsider depth chart decisions and defensive packages. Cooper Dean's versatility has also been a highlight. His ability to play both nickel and outside corner roles gives the Eagles flexibility in how they deploy their defensive backs, which could be a valuable asset against diverse offensive schemes. The potential departure of Bryce Huff adds another layer of complexity to the Eagles' defensive strategy. Huff's absence from OTAs and the confirmation from reports that he's no longer part of the team's plans in 2025 signals that a trade is imminent. While this move might be disappointing for fans who hoped Huff would become a cornerstone of the defense after his big contract signing, the Eagles' depth at edge rusher is promising. The team's ability to find value in production from other players at the position will be crucial in mitigating the loss. The front office, led by Howie Roseman, has done an impressive job assembling a talented group of edge rushers, and the upcoming months will show whether those players can step up and fill the void left by Huff. Throughout all these developments, the overarching theme for the Eagles is one of growth and adjustment. The coaching staff, players, and front office are working diligently to build a roster that balances proven talent with emerging prospects. The integration of new schemes, the battles for starting spots, and the constant evaluation of personnel reflect the team preparing for a competitive season while remaining adaptable to changes. One of the biggest challenges moving forward will be maintaining continuity while evolving the offense to stay ahead of opponents. Patullo's philosophy of building on last year's foundation while incorporating new ideas reflects a measured approach to change. This is vital in an NFL where teams that shift too drastically risk losing cohesion, but those who fail to innovate can become predictable. The ability of the Eagles' offensive line to protect Hurts, the chemistry between Hurts and his receiving core, and the effectiveness of the running game, led by Barkley and supported by backs like Shipley and Dillon, will all factor heavily into the team's offensive success. On defense, the ability to replace Huff without losing pressure on opposing quarterbacks, and the development of defensive backs who can handle the increasingly complex passing offenses of the league will be key. The internal competition at safety and cornerback is a positive sign, suggesting that players are motivated and coaches have options to tailor the defense to different matchups. The versatility of players like Dean adds a valuable tactical dimension that can be leveraged in various defensive schemes. As the Eagles move closer to training camp and the regular season, the coming weeks will provide more clarity on how these pieces fit together. Injuries, performance in preseason games, and continued coaching adjustments will all shape the final roster and depth chart. Patullo's ability to adapt his play calling based on what the players do well and the emergence of young offensive weapons like Shipley and Dodson could elevate the offense to new heights. Meanwhile, the defense will need to stay resilient and capitalize on the competitive spirit fostered during OTAs to maintain their reputation as a formidable unit. The fan base remains hopeful that the blend of experienced veterans and hungry young players will coalesce into a team capable of competing for the highest honors. The leadership shown by players like Barkley and Goddard, combined with the strategic planning of the coaching staff, sets the stage for what could be an exciting and successful season. However, as always in the NFL, success hinges on execution, health, and sometimes a bit of luck. In summary, the Eagles' offseason has been marked by significant transitions and opportunities. The unfolding Bryce Huff trade represents a major roster change, but the strength and depth of the team's edge rushers provide a solid safety net. The offense, led by Kevin Patullo and anchored by Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and Dallas Goedert, shows promising signs of growth and cohesion. Even as questions about play calling linger, defensive battles and player versatility highlight a competitive and dynamic environment that should serve the team well. With the right balance of continuity and innovation, the Eagles are positioning themselves to be a formidable contender in the 2025 NFL season. The coming months will be crucial. in turning potential into performance and aspirations into reality. Fans will be watching closely, eager to see how these storylines develop and how the team ultimately performs when the lights come on in the regular season. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors are swirling across Philadelphia as whispers of a blockbuster acquisition have ignited a frenzy among Eagles fans. The buzz. Marcus Williams, the standout defensive back known for his game-changing plays and lockdown coverage, might be joining the Eagles roster. Although nothing has been officially confirmed, insiders and close sources have begun to hint at ongoing discussions that could bring the star player to the city of brotherly love. Williams, celebrated for his instincts and athleticism, has made waves in the NFL with his impressive ability to read offenses and deliver critical interceptions at pivotal moments. His name frequently surfaces in trade talks and free agency chatter, given his status as one of the most sought-after defensive talents in the league. Adding such a dynamic presence to the Eagles' secondary could be exactly what the team needs to bolster their defense and push for a stronger season ahead. The potential arrival of Williams has Eagles fans buzzing on social media with speculation about how his aggressive style would fit into the team's defensive scheme. Analysts suggest that Williams' versatility could allow him to seamlessly integrate into multiple roles, from covering tight ends to playing deep zones, giving the Eagles a significant strategic advantage. His reputation for being a vocal leader on and off the field also aligns with Philadelphia's culture of grit and resilience, qualities highly valued by the franchise. While the Eagles have not released any statements regarding the talks, sources close to the front office hint that negotiations are progressing, with the team eager to strengthen their defensive lineup before the season heats up. It's believed that the Eagles are exploring all avenues, including potential draft picks or players to offer in exchange, as they look to finalize a deal that could reshape the team's defensive identity. Of course, the road to a contract is rarely smooth. Williams' market value remains high, and other franchises are reportedly keeping tabs on his status, prepared to make their own moves. This competition could drive the stakes higher, turning what might have started as a quiet negotiation into a full-blown bidding war. For now, though, Philadelphia remains hopeful, with the possibility of welcoming Williams fueling excitement and raising expectations among fans craving a championship run. As the rumor mill churns and the Eagles prepare for what could be a pivotal season, all eyes will be on Marcus Williams. Will he don the green and white, becoming a cornerstone of the Eagles' defense? Or will this be another tantalizing what if in the ever-shifting landscape of NFL player movement? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear: the possibility alone has already electrified the city. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.